Hi BookTube, so I'm finally back after a very long extended break from making videos. I kept, I don't know, making it low priority because I was so busy with work, and I'm still very busy with work. My job responsibilities got shuffled around to where it took over quite a bit of my time. And like after work I just didn't have much energy, and I kind of like waited for, I don't know, more time and energy to make videos, and instead of like waiting for that to happen, I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna do it, and you know, find the time when I can. And so I'm here to do a TBR for June on the Range. I love reading westerns, and so when I saw this readathon, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I tend to read at least a couple westerns every summer, and so this just fits right in with what I would normally be doing anyway. I'm just doing more of an emphasis for sure on westerns. So let's get into the books. So the first one is The Western, 4 Classic Novels of the 1940s and 50s, and this is a Library of America volume. I have quite a few editions of Library of America books. I really like them because they have cloth bindings, and they have like the built-in bookmark and really nice like pages where they don't yellow. And so this one includes The Oxbow Incident by Walter Van Tilburg Clark, The Researchers by Alan LeMay, Shane by Jack Schaefer, and Warlock by Oakley Hall. I've only heard of The Oxbow Incident and Shane. I've never read any of these, and so they're all brand new to me. So looking forward to reading all 4 of these. And then I'm rereading for the 3rd time Larry McMurtry's Lonesome Dove, because that seems to be like the book of the month that a lot of people are reading for. I'm not sure if it's an official book that everyone's reading. I mean, but anyway, I've seen quite a few booktubers talk about it, so I'm reading it for the 3rd time, and this time I'm mainly listening to it on audiobook. The last 2 times I read it physically, but I might bounce back and forth. We'll see. But this is the book I'm currently reading. I'm like 2% of the way through it. And then I read, what was it? Like a prequel to Lonesome Dove, and I can't remember the name of it. Is it on here? So this is the book after, Comanche Moon is the book after Lonesome Dove. And let's see if it isn't listed here, but yeah, it doesn't say exactly which one it is yeah. But I've read the prequel, that I read Lonesome Dove, and so this is the next one. This is like when they're middle age, and so I think this is technically a prequel too. I don't know exactly order, because like the publication order is different than like the age of the character. So this is like when they're middle age, like gearing up to when they're older in Lonesome Dove. And I also have the last book after Lonesome Dove called Streets of Laredo, and I don't know if I'm going to get to that one this month, but hopefully by the end of the summer I will have completed that one. And then I'll complete the Lonesome Dove saga. And then I have another Larry McMurtry book. This is Anything for Billy. And I have quite a few Larry McMurtry books physically. And I have like, I don't know, like 10 more. But I'm trying to like narrow down my choices there. And I want to focus on the westerns like that are more like historical fiction, because I have quite a few that seem to take place more in like present day, like when he was writing it, or you know what I mean, like more modern. So this one is Anything for Billy, and this is about Billy the Kid. I've read a biography and one other book about Billy the Kid, and so I'm gonna see what Larry McMurtry's spin on it is. And then kind of like, I don't know, jumping gears in a way, I'm currently reading Lewis and Clark's journals, and I've been reading it for a couple of months now. And this is not exactly a Western, but it takes place in the West. This is Shannon, a poem of the Lewis and Clark Expedition by Campbell McGrath. And I saw the cover, it has like the buffalo and like the traditional, I don't know, like symbols, with the cow heads and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I can use it for a Western. But this is interesting, I thought, because this is, let's see. There is a little quote at the top here. It says, "Who finds this body, be it known, my name is George Shannon, and I bequeath my remains to seed this land with American bones." It says it's an epic poem of George Shannon, the youngest member of the Lewis and Clark Expedition, who wandered the prairie alone for 16 days. And so I thought it'd be a nice, like, continuation of what I'm currently reading. And then, of course, I have to read Louis L'Amour for a Western readathon. And so I have Gallo, and I have Ride the Dark Trail. I've read a couple Louis L'Amours, and so I have so many like I could choose from, because I think I've only read like one or two, and so these will be nice to get to. And then I have Borderlands by Jane Canadia Coleman. And I was just like perusing like bookstores and seeing what I could find, because while I read Westerns every summer, I predominantly read Larry McMurtry, like the bigger names, and so I wanted to see what I could find that I, wasn't aware of. And this says it's a thrilling collection of short stories. It takes, let's see, Borderlands of the Old West. It says from settlers on the Montana-Canada border to Pancho Villa's bold attack on New Mexico. So it's tales of daring, courage, and adventure. Let's see, and then I have Eventide by Kent Harif. This is the author of Plainsong, and this is the next book in the, I don't know if it's a series, but anyway, so I've read the first one, and so I want to, continue on with this. I don't know if it's, I'm not sure if it's a series or not, but this says it returns to the High Plains town of Holt, Colorado, with a novel of masterful authority. The aging McFerrin brothers are learning to live without Victoria Rubidoux, the single mother they took in, and who has now left their ranch to start college. So yeah, we'll follow the characters on. And I need to like read the summary or something of Plainsong, because it's been quite a number of years since I read that. So I need to, familiarize myself again with the characters. And then again, for kind of like a twist on the Western, this is The House of Sky, Landscapes of a Western Mind by Ivan Doig. And he writes historical fiction, like Westerns. I don't know if they ain't exactly Western genre, but they are like, take us in the Western historical fiction. But this is a nonfiction book about him growing up in the rugged Montana wilderness with his father and grandmother among the sheep herders and the denizens of a small town saloons and valley ranches. So I thought this would be interesting to read, because I'm still like in the middle of reading his fiction books, but I saw this at a bookstore, and so I wanted to pick up some nonfiction by him. And then a couple more nonfiction that I have that are like Western themed is Mary Val Adams' One Woman Without Rights, Reluctant Pioneer, and it's Mary Val Adams' Reluctant Pioneer, and the subtitle is One Woman Without Rights Caught in the Wave of an Historic Migration. It says the woman's view of the way of the West in 1852. So I was like reading it this way, but no, it's like, yeah, subtitle there. So I really like pioneer stories, and so I thought that would fit in with the Western. And then I have A Bride Goes West by Nanny T. Alderson and Helena Huntington Smith. And this is all about, I'm assuming like mail order brides. But there's no description on the back. It's just blurbs. So I just going off the title here. And then one more nonfiction is A Purple Sage: The Exploits, Adventures, and Writings of Patrick Sylvester McGreeny by Glenn Shirley. And this says, Patrick Sylvester McGreeny drew on his own exploits as a lawman in filming A Debater in the Law, one of the many movies he starred in, directed, and produced. And so I, along with like reading these Western books, I also want to watch some movies, because I am woefully underwatched. I don't know what you call it. Because I don't watch a ton of movies, so I'm hoping to like look up, or if you could recommend me some movies as well to watch that are Western movies, that would be great. Because I've never heard of this this producer or director and the movies that they're talking about, but it sounds interesting. It says, I don't know, there's a long description here, but it's an Indian Territory outlaw was sort of an attempt for a train robbery by a 19-year-old brakeman, and it becomes his nemesis. And see, I'm not sure exactly what all's going on here, if it's even like true nonfiction, because it's talking, I don't know, we'll see. I know almost nothing about this book, but it fits in with the Western. let's see. And then I have a couple more. I just was like culling my shelves for Western books. So this is, and I don't know if I'm going to get to all of these, but we'll see. This is Matt Braun's Dakota. And he came west haunted by death and grief. And in a volatile land, he was reborn. So, cowboy out in the Dakota country. And then I have this series. I found these each individually at Little Free Library, so they weren't all together. But I ended up getting the whole trilogy. This is Petticoat Ranch by Mary CriminOlly. And then I have Calico Canyon, book 2. And then book 3 is Gingham Mountain. So, what is it? Is this? They have a name on this. It's Lassoed in Texas is this series. And I love these covers. It says Outlaws and In-Laws face off on the Texas frontier. So we'll see if I can get through all 3 of these. And then the last one I have here is Freedom in the Mountain Wind by Misty M. Beller. And this is the first book in the Call of the Rockies series. And she has a gun, so it seems like, you know, the woman is going to be her own cowboy in a way. It says the last epic journey before her life changes forever. And she's following the path of Lewis and Clark. So, like, yeah, I was mentioning earlier, I'm reading Lewis and Clark, so it all, like, falls into place. Because I was reading that book before I ever knew about the June on the Range. So, yeah, it's all meant to be. Anyway, let me know if you're going to be participating in June on the Range. And again, if you have any movies to recommend for me, that would be more than welcome. Because, like I said, I don't know, like classic movies and all that, and even current movies, I do not watch hardly any. I'm too busy reading. But anyway, I will talk to you soon. Thanks, BookTube.